Before consumer SSDs were widely available, there really weren't a whole lot of options. Most people were just running a 7200 RPM mechanical hard drive. But for those who craved a little extra speed, that's where Western Digital released their Raptor drive in 2003. And this drive lived up to the Raptor name because it destroyed everything on the market. It was the first time that consumers were able to get a 10,000 RPM mechanical hard drive in like their home system, rather than having to go to the enterprise level where you had to use special controllers. This was just a standard SATA drive. Because the platters inside this drive were spinning at 10,000 RPM compared to 7,200 RPM like a lot of other drives, you'd often see these drives run about 40% faster, which is a huge deal when you're talking about loading times, startup times, boot times, doing just about anything. The actual responsive behavior that you got out of a disk drive compared to your standard SATA drive was incredible. And in reality, these drives weren't actually all that fast. Somewhere between 60 to like 80 megabytes per second for reads and writes, compared to maybe like the 40 to 50 range that you typically would see with a 7200 RPM drive back in the day, which is nothing compared to some of the NVMe drives that we're seeing at 14,000 these days. But in 2003, this was a game-changing drive. But there were two main limitations with these drives. First, heat. This is where you actually saw people put fans on their hard drives to keep them cool because the controllers would get so hot. And probably the worst part was the added noise.